also be given along with that. We also have at least one course, not like a whole semester, but a shorter course, donated by Nýsköpunarmiðstöð Miðstöð. They have a lot of interesting courses, and it's not like you have to take this course. It's basically, depending on who wins, you can kind of figure out, okay, this should be the most suitable course for the winner. And oh yes, there's a computer as well. I think I'm not forgetting any of the prizes, am I?
I don't know.
I think I've sufficiently counted them all.
What about the free trip to Florida?
Oh no, that's just for me and Joey.
Oh, I thought that was second place.
Yeah, we'll be in second place. We fixed it that way. We'll be in second place. On the judging panel, we've assembled. I'm trying to move around as much as possible to annoy Ari, who's on the camera. Is it worse if I speak lower and lower and lower also? Does that?
Yeah, that's horrible.
Yeah, so on the judging panel we've tried to assemble a group of people that are each sort of really good at their own specialty. So for instance, really good artists, people, game designers, programmers, we have other sort of technical areas as well, not just the programming, marketing, in case you kind of present it by saying, I think this is a good product or will be a good product. At least, even if you're not planning that, it kind of helps if you show that you've thought about why people would want it. So it just gives you that extra edge that you're not just doing it for yourself. You kind of go, I think this is a good game because, even if you're not planning on selling it, just to show that you've thought about that side of things as well. So that's one of the many parts. We decided that we're not going to announce the names of anyone on the judging panel until the actual award ceremony. And also, there's two things to try and ensure neutrality. And one of those is that anyone on that panel is bound by the rules that they're given pardon me, to basically withdraw themselves if they know. So basically, if someone on there is either a good friend of yours or has been your teacher in the past or something and feels that they have too strong a connection that it might affect, they have to go, okay, I'm not eligible to judge this one, which shouldn't matter too much anyway because it's quite a big group of people, so there's still more than enough left to cover even this exact same aspect.
Why don't you, the panel,
yeah,
the submissions, they can be nameless.
Yeah, that's the other thing as well, that we keep that separate. Basically, we just, you get a number, entry number, this, and that's what they get, and then separately we keep the information. So the idea is, the thing I mentioned before shouldn't even come up unless it so happens that the person knows, I know this friend of mine was doing this exact thing, and I kind of, okay, this is going to affect me. But even despite all of that, the people we've got on there are so experienced and should be so professional that even despite all that, that shouldn't even affect them. We try to pay people that we know are so professional that they wouldn't be influenced by those things anyway. And I should mention that I was asked once about this kind of thing, and the guy said, well, I was kind of hoping that, even if he doesn't know me that well, it would be a positive thing, but people don't realize it can be a negative thing as well. Because they'll go, I'm probably going to treat this guy too kindly because I know him, so I'll try and compensate and put it the other way. So it can be just as much bad as good. So it's better just that they remove themselves.
You always hurt those you love the most.
Speak for yourself. Yeah, so without counting exactly the exact details, we have, the idea was to cover pretty much every aspect we could think of that would be relevant within your entry, so that if you're doing something really, really well, there's definitely going to be someone there who's going to notice it and say, actually, these guys, this is amazing stuff. So, because not everyone's going to hand in, the proper full product with everything the best there is, So it's important that there's someone who spots like, actually this art here is fantastic, or it's worth looking at how well they're doing this implementation, whatever. And there is space for sort of recognition if actually they don't feel that you've won it, but you're doing something here really exceptional at another level. If it's particularly innovative or one of the features is just exceptionally good, then there is space to sort of give recognition for that. Most likely at the moment anyway, it looks like there won't be a specific prize for that, but you'll get something acknowledging that, and at least you get that so you can go, haha, I'm the best at this. I think that's all I sort of have that I can think of. So, any questions?
On what criteria do you base your decisions? Like, is it the image of the final product? Is it the game mechanics? Is it the clever storyline? I mean, what is the criteria for the winner?
So all of that you mentioned is about 5%. The rest is the height and weight of the competitors.
Well,
So you have to. I haven't said if it's good that you're tall or.
Damn.
So I mean we try and cover as many of those points as possible. So like game design is an important thing. So we look at, if you're just handing in a prototype, you can still judge the game design of it, but obviously you can't judge maybe the programming if there's no programming in there. So it is kind of, because you can hand in pretty much what you like as long as it's digital, it is a little bit open what the exact criteria is, other than we're looking at as many points as possible, of course.
It's a bit like comparing apples and oranges, really. You have
Yes,
to choose one.
exactly, yeah.
I like bananas.
Would you say that a person who hands in, two people handing good ideas, one has maybe a bit of art and fully flushed out ideas, but that's it. It's all basically ideas on paper. The other guy has also good ideas. He has a bit of programming done. Would you say he has the advantage by that?
I would say that we've sort of from the start often used the comparison that if you have two ideas that are equally good, the one that has covered more to express what they're really trying to do, like whether it's programming, art, etc., would win because it's put more into it. If we have ideas that one has put a lot of work into it, the other one's put less, but is a fantastic idea, and everything, the little that they have done is fantastic, they could still have the edge. So that's why it's difficult to say, again, with the apples and oranges. It depends on, there are certain rules, certain points that we have for the judging panel, but they also have a lot of flexibility to be able to judge such different things. So it's difficult to say. But the more you can put into it, generally speaking, would be better, obviously. So, yeah.
First and foremost, the game idea has to be good.
Yes. I mean, that's actually, that's kind of the central point, actually, because if you hand something in that's with great art and good programming, well, it's not just an art and programming contest, it's games that we're doing. So if there's not a real game in there, then you're going to suffer for that, obviously.
So don't hand in the game idea for ET.
Are you saying that's a bad idea? Yeah, it's just.
So it's maybe the potential.
Yes.
If you're two equally, two semi-equal projects, more programming here, more art here, but maybe greater potential, future potential wins. The better idea.
Yeah, basically the better idea. Generally speaking, I don't want to put this into a black and white. In this scenario, this one will definitely win, kind of thing.
If you hand in a game that's ready for release, if the game idea is not that good, that game will not win.
Yeah.
Which is the same as it would probably do if it were
So
released into the marketplace.
with a lot of potential, that could win.
You could, for example, like return a video of you playing with post-its, like just visualize it really well and help them see that it's a really, really good prototype or a game or something. You could win with that.